and welcome to Add More Zest. My name's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147, and I'm kitting up the first of what is going to be 2 big paintings that I have on the go, and there is a reason for that. So I've already pulled the painting out because I wanted to check how many colours so I could get the right case, but I have decided I want to do Le Scale Triller Case. This is a Dreamer Designs painting from my last order from them, hoping that their canvases would be better and easier to see on a light pad. Unfortunately, I didn't realise that the new version canvases are not the ones that I chose. I now since know they do state newer version canvas on it, but of course, because I didn't know there was that option, I picked paintings that didn't have it. But hey ho, it's all good. So I am itching to do this one. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Well, I have my little sticker sheet. I need that in a mo. Yeah, I think it's absolutely gorgeous and I'm itching to do it. But I do also know that some of these symbols are difficult to see when I have my light pad on. They're completely fine to see in the light. They just don't like the behind light. So the reason I am kitting up 2 large paintings is I will do this one when there is ample overhead light. So this may be if I get some chance at a weekend, if it's early evening before it starts going dark. We're in spring-ish. We're trying to have spring. So, you know, the light can be about, it's not wow after 7 o'clock at night. It's still there. But maybe if I was starting at 7, I'd do a different painting. But if I was doing it earlier, I might find that I can get away till painting till 8. But of course, the more we get into the summer, the longer I will be able to paint or diamond paint with this one, because the light will last longer. So yeah, I am going to kit up this one as one of my large paintings. My other large painting, I'm actually not going to kit up for a bit, just due to partly my schedule and being able to do the video for kitting it up. It might be one that I kit up in the next couple of weeks, but actually show the kitting up video after June Waffle, because of course we've got a big event going on. But I do have 30 by 40s, I do have Paint Gem minis, so I've got plenty of paintings to do when I can't do this one. But due to the nature of the canvas, it needs to be a spring summer painting. There's not a chance I would kit this up in winter. So having said that, I've got myself a case. I was going to use my Deep Bottles 60 bottle case that I've just de-kitted my Diamond Art Club one out of, but I fancied a change of case. So I've gone for the pretty one. The colours are sort of similar. Now, this is a sticker sheet, isn't it? Is this a sticker sheet or do I have to put it through? It's got a clear back. Hang on a minute while I just figure out if this is stickers. I think it is, but I just want to check. They're not cut up, so I do need to cut them up. Just trying to see if I can actually get a backing off. Am I trying to get it off the wrong way? Do I need a pair of tweezers? This is going to be fun. No, it is a sticker. Oh, hang on. No, that just ripped that part. Okay, are we a sticker or not? I thought we were. It just went furry then when I tried to pull what I thought was the backing off. Okay, no, we are a sticker. We are a sticker, but we're not cut up. I'm not going to get away with doing the whole lot. I think I'm going to have to cut this one with scissors because it's so curled up. Let's just go 1 to 10 to start off with. Let's do this in batches. Make life a little bit easier for me. I'm going to cut off the numbers 1 to 10 in this instance. I'm trying to think if I'm going to be best cutting them and then peeling off the back, but I've already had so much entertainment trying to peel off the back that maybe trying to do it 60 individual times. Oh, that wasn't too bad. I'm going to have lots of little bits of, do you know what? No. Let's try peeling the whole back off, because that's going to get annoying fast. Let me throw them into my bin down there. Let's still work in 10s, but let's just deal with sticky, because it's better than those little bits of cellophane. Entertaining. Sorry if you hear Luna. My guess is the doorbell has gone, which means she wants to see who it is. I may rearrange these later, but I'm just going to put them in my case in number order for now, because yeah, the DMC numbers are of course easier to figure out when they're in the right order, but when I'm actually working on the painting, I'll rearrange them when they're all kitted up. I can't remember if Dreamers Designs are packaged up in DMC order or not. I mean, as long as they've got the DMC numbers on the packets. Let's have a look. Because the way I've packaged it back up, I can't tell. Okay, they do have DMC numbers on. They also have the number that's actually on the stickers, but I'm chopping it off because it makes it too wide. But they do have the DMC numbers on there. So that's good. I can continue to kit up like this and know that I can find out which pots they need to go in. So I'm going to trim the sides. I'm doing 10 at a time. I will end up with extra diamonds, no doubt, that don't fit in the pots because of the size of the painting. I just need to get this little clear fiddly piece of cellophane off. Oh my goodness me. I'm normally not bad. Double-sided tape, anything like that, I'm fine. But this fiddly little bit of plastic, not so much. And I keep putting it straight into the bin because that stuff gets everywhere. And it starts sticking to everything, which is also why I'm not peeling it off each individual sticker. I'm going to do them in manageable groups of 10. And here we go. This may be the bulk of the video, is me sorting out the stickers. But I am excited to do this one. Even though I am limited for the times of day that I can do it, it is a gorgeous image that I am really looking forward to possibly putting up in my home. I'm not sure yet exactly where it will go, but it is one that I'm definitely going to look into getting a frame for and putting up. So even though we do have obstacles, at least they're obstacles I am aware of before I start the painting, so I can work around it by making sure that it is not the only painting that I have kitted up. Let's say I have some 30 by 40s and some Paint Gen minis that I can do when I can't do this one. This one is actually a full round, so it should come together quite quickly when I can work on it. Rounds are definitely quicker. This is actually the artwork is by Guido Borelli. I think the translation is something about stairs. The translation of the actual painting name is something about stairs, but it has some gorgeous ABs in it. Always like working with some pretty ABs scattered throughout. It's quite confetti in quite a few places, and we shall see what other large painting I'll kit up, but as I say, there probably still will be a break of a week or two before I actually even get to kit it up myself, though the video might, depending on how my schedule works out, but it might be after June Waffle, because of course we're busy in June Waffle, are we not? We're busy waffling. We're busy diamond painting and waffling. But it's been a while since I've had a large painting kitted up. I've been working on, say, Paint Gen minis and 30 by 40s in between. And I will continue to work on paintings outside of next month's June Waffle, but I will still be sure to record any kitting up or kitting downs that I may get to squeeze in between. I still tend to try and film those while the June Waffle's going on, and then give myself a little break after the June Waffle. You know, a little bit more relaxed, because I'll have got some done earlier, because doing a video every single day, while I love it, twice a year is enough. Takes it out of me if it's any more than that, because I tend to film it at the end of the day. I tend to film it at the end of my working day when hubby tends to get home. So he watches Luna. I film the video ready for the next day, and then I collapse and diamond paint. But I will still have weekends where I can occasionally sneak in a few de-kittings, kittings up, things like that have happened throughout the month of June, and give you all some videos in July. Keep the video schedule to 5 a week on this channel, which can be a bit of a come down after having them once a day throughout the month of June. And yeah, I can often get a few days a bit more relaxed schedule filming because of my pre-planning. I haven't yet decided what other large painting I'm going to kit up though. I'm not sure if I am doing a particular one from a particular company, or if I'm going to let the app decide. I'm not sure. But I decided for this one, partly because it may go up in my home, and also partly because I am limited to the time of year that it's best for me to do this one. I mean, I could kit it up in the winter, but then I would only have weekends to potentially do it, and it would take me ages. And that would probably get on my nerves more than just kitting it up in the lighter months, when I know I can get some time each evening on it, albeit a small amount. Right, last batch of 10. 15 minutes in, and we might yet have stickers on bottles. And we can all cross fingers for no static, so that the kitting up goes through quite quickly, or at least not slowly. That's probably the best answer. Not slowly. Okay, come on. Last one, last one. Give me the clear rubbish. This one has got the magical ABs in it as well. Stick into my fingers. Be nice to do this round, a confetti round. Not done a confetti round one for a while. Not done a large round one for a while. I'll probably feel like I've completed it super quick, regardless of the light situation. I'll have completed this super quick purely on the basis that it's a round and not a square, which takes more time. But I do enjoy mixing them up. I went through phases of preferring rounds and preferring squares, and now I like both. I just like both of them. Okay, they are in number order, as in 1, 2, 3, DMC order number. So we're going to start at the top of the shop and get ourselves some diamonds in pots. Trying not to make a mess, because of course I have no trays in here with me to put underneath. Well, I do, but I just have stock trays, not my trays. That was a very crumpled packet though. Let's get those picked up off the desk. Let's get my little bin down as well, actually. You can get these on AliExpress. Search for a round tissue bin. There's a few different designs of ones of these you can get. The actual site I got mine from doesn't have it anymore, but you can still get them. And they're just great for throwing my bits of rubbish in while kitting up. I do occasionally use it when kitting down, but it's normally only stickers I have to deal with when kitting down. And then I can just throw it in, stops it all exploding. Okay, 310 we have 2 bags of. So let's see if we can fit 1 bag in fully, or if we're going to have to get out. No, we can't. Okay, let me pull that up. So I am going to need to get my bag and book rings. So I use these holographic bags for any extras. And I'm obviously going to need to start using them from the off, because they're not all going to fit in a pot. I'm keeping my pot out just to keep me reminded of the colour. So in that case, we may as well see if we can get the rest of this second bag in. If I can get away with cutting open the bags all when I'm kitting up, that's a bonus for me, because then I'm not trying to deal with any wild diamond painting. So what I need now is some stickers to tell me what DMC numbers they are. I have stickers all over the place, so we'll pull a sheet of those out. These are some leftover ones before Diamond Art Club changed their DMC numbers. They added a load more AB number colours. So we redid our AB sticker sheets, and these are the remnants. I use them up. Waste not, want not. So I've bobbed a 310 in the bottom corner, because these will go back onto the book ring, and these will hang off my little mini IKEA cart with a breadboard top on it. My diamonds sit on the top. These hang on a hook on the side. The shelf underneath has things like pens, trays, all that sort of stuff sits there. Tweezers, washi tape, my little pens for picking up ABs. And it means that when I need to top this up, I can just grab and I'm able to tip straight from the bag. I've had no problems tipping straight from the bag into my pots, especially these round pots. I've had no trouble. And sometimes, depending on the colours that I end up having extras of, it can look very, very pretty having my little book ring worth of diamonds. Okay, 318. I also have too many for a pot. I probably would have got away with some of these if I had used the big pot case. But sometimes pretty's just got to win. I'm sorry, but it just has to win. So I'm going to start collecting those over there on the left, and I'll deal with them all in the end. Oh, I found an end to a strip. When I'm cutting these, I'm cutting them up and I'm cutting the corner off at the same time. That was a tip given to me by a subscriber. It then means that you're not dealing with the little triangles that you cut off, because the triangle from the last bag is over here. And it works well. It works so well. Okay, 336. I don't think we've got many of those. So far we have extras of black and grey. Let's hope the black and grey is still spread about the painting. So 336, 351. I'm double checking my numbers as I go along. Just checking that I've not put some sticker on in the wrong order when I've been cutting them up, or there wasn't something in production that's actually made them not be fully in number order. It's always worth that double check, because otherwise you might not realise until you've placed a load of diamonds that you've accidentally put the wrong one. And that can be disheartening as much as anything else. Removing diamonds off a canvas because they're in the wrong place is not pretty and it's not fun. Okay, I think I need to start cutting my triangles a little bit bigger. Taking into account spilling them a little bit too much. So, oh no, see, look, I've pulled out the wrong bottle. This is the one I want. I just saw the dark grey and thought, oh, that's 415. No, it's not. It's 414. See, now I've cut the corner too big. Oh well. We like cleaning up diamonds. It gives us a chance to have a look at the quality of the diamonds, which looks good, by the way. Okay, where's the rest of this strip now? I want 415. It's here. This strip is next. Looks like we may have another grey that's not going to fit in the pot. Let's see. How much can we get in? Not all of it, I'd say. No. So if I know I'm not going to get all of it, then I always like to stay a little bit off the top. Otherwise, I will get to a section that needs about 4 diamonds. I will try and tip out a few into my tray and end up with about 100. So that is 415. Still a grey, but a lighter one. Let's label you up. And then we go to 452. I'm not sure if I'll need a bag for this one. I may do. I may not. And it's not grey and it's not black. It's a nice natural grungy colour. Oh, it's borderline. No, I think I'm just going to pop them in a bag. I don't think it would be very, very close if I did manage to get them in there. But I don't think it's close enough to try and do it, because there's not much room left in that pot. So 452. Just telling me the DMC, because if I don't get to touch it, like if I find that they're actually my extra diamonds and I never get to use them, then for dekitting, I'm always looking at the DMC number anyway. There's no point in popping the symbol on the bag, because I only use the bags to fill up the pots. Now we've got some gorgeous dark green, 500. But that all fits in. I suppose there is going to be a fair amount of grey on this picture due to the buildings, them sort of being white, and the shading of the white will make for quite a bit of grey. I'm excited to start this one. I'm excited to start it, partly because it's a large round. That may sound daft, but it's a large round. I haven't done a large round in a bit. So I'm really excited to see how quickly it comes together after doing a square. And it's a nice fair size. It's definitely got a fair amount of colours. Some of them, not too many, which is good for my extra bags, or lack of. Getting them out of these packets can sometimes be a pain. Come on. Of course, if I used a funnel, I could just cut the bag clean across the top and the diamonds would come out really easy. But I find I do use a funnel on occasion. I have a spare one in my little cart just in case I have any sort of static issues if I'm refilling from the bag. You know, maybe a kit that's had static diamonds. So I have a funnel there that can definitely help, especially when I'm doing it on my knee while sat on the couch. I tend to put the bottle, I tend to only fill them up when I'm putting the diamonds on the painting. So I just put the pot over my tray that I'm using. And if any fall out, then they get put on the painting. And I diamond paint with them. But yeah, I do have a funnel in my cart and I do use it on occasion. Just in general, I'm too lazy to use it. It depends. Everybody gets a little preference for kitting up. They get a little cycle. They get, you know, what they're used to doing and the system that they normally follow. And trying to adapt something new to that can actually take a lot of thinking to be able to do it. And I've definitely not done a lot of thinking before this. I'm just like, oh, I'm kitting up. Okay, I need a case. I need this. I need this. And I've not thought about all the rest because it's not standard for me. So you just get to see me tipping the bottles. But I do take the bottles out of the case because then if I do have explosions, it's not all mixed in around everything else. Okay, 712. Oh, it is this one. I thought then this was just going to be the last couple of diamonds, but nope, this is 712. Only a few. That's gorgeous creamy colour. It's a beautiful creamy colour. I wonder if I could take that in and get it converted into a paint. A nice creamy colour. Where did you get that colour from? A diamond is where I got that colour from. Anybody ever tried to see? I know they can match colours and they often sort of hold something on it that scans it, but I have a feeling that a tiny diamond might be too small. Right, I want 762 now. Is that this one? Yes. So we actually have 2 bags of this as well. This is like a very, very pale grey colour. I thought there might be quite a bit of this. This again will be the buildings in the picture, which you will of course see more shortly. But let's pop both of these bags hopefully into one bag. So I do on occasion need to have 2 bags extra of a colour. Let's keep that one out to remind me which one we're on. And then get the diamonds out of the way so I don't chop them in half. So you can get more into these holographic bags than you can into a pot, of course. So this will probably fill up my pot 2 or 3 times. But they do hold a nice amount. I like to flatten them down before I seal them. That's just so that they take up a bit less space and sit nicely together on the book ring. But this one is 762. Bottom left hand corner so I can see it. And bob that over there. Okay, 779. Getting on to some browns. Oh, where have we got brown? Oh, rooftops. Rooftops and buildings. I'm partly reminding myself of the picture as well. You know, like the different elements of the picture. I know the concept of the picture, but the actual different elements and where the colours come into it, I keep looking down at the top of the box to remind me where those elements come from. We've got some gorgeous teal colours coming up later as well, which are going to be exciting to place. I think that's some of the rooftops or maybe the doors. The image is tiny that I keep looking at. But if I lay out the canvas while I'm doing the diamonds, then I find the plastic cover can make it harder to see any diamonds I drop. And if you do have static issues, it can just cause more headaches than it's worth doing it on the actual canvas. So it's easier to move it out of the way. Diamonds is process 1. Canvas is process 2. Do the diamonds, then do the canvas. Anybody else love the sound of diamonds going into a pot? It's a bit like diamonds clicking on a diamond painting. Not that I'm going to get that as much with rounds, but them tipping into the pot, it's just like, ah. It's like rain. It's like listening to rain when you're falling asleep. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Right, 840. Keep trying to see if I can see any colours coming up that I'm going to have like loads of. I think there is maybe another colour. I should stop looking in advance, really. Right, I'm back to you guys within seconds. But for me, it has been a bit. My battery was low and I went to change it and realised that I didn't have one fully charged. For it to be fully charged, the battery charger needs to be plugged in. So if I repeat myself from something that I have said, what to you guys is only 5 minutes ago, I do apologise. But I have had a brew, some duck spring rolls, a few conversations with Megan, probably a few conversations with Luna as well in the meantime. But I kept everything on my desk and I was like, no, don't touch it, leave it. I need to go back and finish. So yeah, I've had a breather. Well, in the middle of kitting this one up, which I suppose is what most people do. If I kitted up my kits sort of not on camera, I would probably have a lot more things that disturbed me while I was trying to get a painting done, and I'm sure I would get a lot more distracted than what I do being able to shut myself in this room and pop my diamonds in the kits. But I'm still excited to do this one. I'm seeing some gorgeous colours, even these browns, because they're sort of rusty browns. I mean, don't get me wrong, I absolutely adored doing Cosmic, but I do love it when a painting that I do after, say, such a bright and dark one ends up being sort of a different range of colours. This is a lot more muted. There's still some bright colours in there, but it's a lot more of a muted one. It's just a change of pace. And another image that I'm really excited to see finished. A gorgeous one. And then we have some of these really nice blues. Sometimes I do have to tell myself, well, not so much tell myself, but remind myself every now and then when I'm tipping colours into a tray. Oh, helps if I don't miss the pot. When I'm tipping colours into a tray for a diamond painting, to just take a minute and enjoy the colours that I am, you know, working with. There are always ones that are just going to jump out at you a lot more. Brighter ones, for example, especially lime green, they're always going to jump and sort of smack you hello in the face when you tip them into a tray. But sometimes it's nice to appreciate some of the other colours that you get to use that are a bit more muted but still gorgeous. And then of course you get to see the painting come to life, which is probably some of the best bits of it. Right, 938. So we've got another one for our little book ring. It was another one that was borderline, but not enough to say I'm definitely going to be fine. And I would rather not have diamonds shooting out, because these are free-flowing diamonds, which is good. But I also know that as soon as I go to tip these in my tray, they will just slide right out of the pot. Even if I only want to tip out 10, I will have 200. I will have loads because it will just want to give me loads. I've got a couple stuck in that corner. Come on. Gorgeous mint green. There's some really nice greens in this. The greens and the blues. I'm just having a look. The ABs, actually. The white ABs. There's a lot of them. I think I'm definitely going to end up with a bag with ABs in. Some nice sparkle throughout. Right, that's my next row. So now I'm going hunting. Is this 3041? It is. This is my next strip. 3042 is a gorgeous purple as well. It's always been, I mean, 3041 is, but 3042 is just that little bit paler. It's sort of a plummy colour. Okay, this one is a squeeze, but I think it's a squeeze that's worth it. So I'm a lot fuller on that one, but still safe. A safe full. 3371 there's not that much of, so even though we have got the really dark brown, there's not that much of it. There's obviously quite a lot of these more muted purpley colours, because we've got 3740 and 3743 as well, which are very similar. That one is not a squeeze. That one is going to have to go into a bag. So let's get those in. And we're into the 3000 colours now, so I'm definitely going to keep this out. I don't remember the 4-digit colours as easy. So 3042. Make sure I write down the number right before I get rid of the packaging. Okay, 3371. See, these two are very similar to the two that we've just done, but different enough to give us some gorgeous shades before we get into some bright pinks. And of course, some ABs. So 3740. This should fit in. It's whether 3743 will. That one fits in easy enough. 3743. No, I don't. Oh, that is a. It's a very close maybe, but I'm going to err on the side of caution with that one. I probably will not touch this bag of diamonds because there is not a lot in here at all, but it was getting far too close to the top. So 3743. Let's bob a little label on that one. We'll see if you get used. Sometimes though, when I get nearer the end of my painting, I may go through all my sort of bags. I know I did it with Cosmic Trip. I was having a tidy up. Just sort of a tidy up of my cart, you know, the sort of little bit of maintenance that things need every now and then. Taking out things that don't belong there, putting things back in there that have been borrowed for other jobs. And I actually decided to go through all of my bags on the book ring because I was in the last couple of rows of doing Cosmic Trip. So I decided to just go through and sort of fill them all up. So I may end up doing that with this. It really depends on my mood, probably. On my mood, on what I'm doing, on whether I get low on a couple of colours altogether. Sometimes then I decide to go through them all and top up all my pots. I don't tend to do it at the beginning of doing a painting. There's just no point. But yeah, near the end I sometimes go through. And other times it gets near the end of the painting and I just don't even have to think about opening any of the bags. So therefore, I will just dekit them when I dekit the rest of my kit. I guess you'll find out when I do the breakdown of this one, which I've done because I don't know. I don't know where life will take me while doing this one. Ooh. I've cut my it's always the last bag when I'm just cutting the triangle that I cut it too big. And I've just done it on this one. Which means there's a few too many places for them to escape. I like this tissue bin as well because this is getting fuller and fuller. And if I took the top off, they'd probably just explode. Or at least I can bash them back down. Okay, this strip. My next strip of diamonds. See, they're just beautiful. Just got to appreciate the beautiful. Beautiful colours, beautiful diamonds to make a beautiful picture. Though it doesn't look that colour on the sticker. At least they're prettier in real life than the sticker is. We've got a pretty vivid blue. Doesn't look like we'll have it in a lot of places, but it's definitely vivid. Okay, last row. We're going to be getting to some ABs as well, which is always good. Nice bit of sparkle coming up. For that extra little bit of pizzazz. Diamonds flying everywhere because I'm being too rough. Being too rough with my diamonds. See, even these two colours, this green is such a gorgeous green. And this next yellow or yellowy orange. In fact, let me go back to doing it that way where it tilts that way a little bit. It's got a crease in the packet. This is the only thing I find with some of these, the ones that are all attached to each other. While I don't mind them at all, and it can be easier to tip them in, when they get creased, you seem to fight with them a little bit more. That's another one that I don't think I'm going to get them all in. I'm going to play safe than make a mess. Sometimes the ones that are in baggies that give you the weight can be a little bit more helpful because you can use the weight to tell you whether you're going to get them all in or not. But it's all good. It's all little things that one person prefers compared to another person that probably really doesn't care. And I like both baggies and these bags for different reasons. So whichever one the kit comes with is whichever one the kit comes with. And I'm okay with that. As long as I have nice diamonds and a nice diamond painting and I get to enjoy myself, it's all good. Okay, I'm getting there. I'm getting to my next favourite bit, which is when I start finishing things up and I can put my extra diamonds on the book ring and I can pop the bags away that I don't need and I can sort of have a little straighten up and sort out my canvas and get that ready to go. And why did I do that? That's the old way I used to bag these up. I used to cut each individual bag off and then cut the corner off. And I just went straight into my old habit. Instead of the new way of doing it. Oh, got a piece of dryer sheet in there. I also have a sticker. So maybe I use this as a mini bin in a past kit. So we'll just get rid of those while we're here. Obviously I've missed them. I normally use either my little trashy tray or I will just put it straight into the bin, like I'll put it on the table at the side of me while I'm diamond painting and then just throw it into the normal bin. But obviously last time I used this case, I decided to use a pot as a bin. Because when I tend to finish these bags, when I tend to tip them in, I tend to peel the labels off as I go. Because peeling labels off is frankly not a fun task. So if I can do them as I go along, then it saves it being a horrific task doing loads of them. Okay, white ABs. We definitely have too many. I have the rest of this bag and I have another bag. So let's get those into there. I've got one stuck in the corner. Come on. I want you. You're shiny. You're shiny and pretty. And I'm actually going to cut this bag all the way across because I'm going into the big bag. I don't need to be as careful with my corners. And how much quicker was that? Now, I'm pretty sure this is 5200 AB, but I am just, for now, I'm going to put the same code as Dreamer Designs use. They call this AB08. I will need to hunt up their numbering system for ABs so that I can convert it when I dekit. That's a later me problem. It's not a now me problem. That is a vivid pink and an AB. Vivid pink AB. That's going to give some pops of colour, is it not? I'm guessing that's going in some flowers. So it's been a while since I've studied the image. But we've definitely got some vivid ABs going on. Oh, this one should fit in. I did wonder, there's quite a lot of these ABs. I did wonder if I'll get them all in one pot. Well, it's a borderline, you know. That's the closest I've got so far to filling a pot to the brim de brim brim. There's not much of the brim that you can see, but I did get them all in one. And then we have the red, of which there is not a lot, and I've cut that triangle too big as well. See if I can get them to go in nicely. Maybe not all of them. Got a little escapee. Right, so diamonds are in the case. So move my rubbish bin out of my way. I don't need my stickers anymore. Don't need my scissors or my pen. In relation to these, I can pop these bags. I have a couple of book rings sort of on the go. So this can go on all my empty ones for future projects. And then I can put all of these onto the book ring for this project. They're sort of in DMC order, but they all get jumbled up as I take rings off and put rings back on and flip them over. And so yeah, as long as they are on there, then this will just sit on the side of my cart for when I need to top any of these up. But what I do need to do is have another look and go, oh yes, we have flowers and roofs and lots of different flower pots. Remind myself where all those colours will go. We've got quite a lot of AB in these buildings. Or at least I think it's the AB. Yeah, quite a lot of the AB and some of this grey colour that we had quite a bit of does go in the buildings. We've got some of those gorgeous colours. That will be exciting to do, that tree. Which side do I want to start with? I always start on a smaller side, and this is a 90 by 60, which means I will either be starting on this side or this side. I think I'm going to start on the left. Yeah, this is partly because the last one that I did, my diamonds were facing this way. I did it from this side for Cosmic, so my brain is used to spinning the letters from being on their left side to upright. So I'm going to do the same for this one. I do need to put some pipe lagging on this. So this is a sheet about £1 something from B&Q in the UK, and I sort of want to go, okay, I like to have it tucked, allowing it to tuck in just a little bit, like it doesn't need to go right to the end. And then if I feel like I need to use a binder clip to keep it together for any reason, I've got space to fold the clips down. I can use a knife, or because I get the thinner stuff, I can often just get away with a pair of scissors. That will be kept for a future painting. In fact, I have another piece here from when I used one of these on Cosmic. They already have a slit, but you do just need to loosen it. If you have scissors handy, use that, because otherwise you can get, it's a bit like getting a carpet burn. It can make your fingers feel warm, splitting that open fully. And then this will slide on the end. I find sliding is easier because it is quite a snuggish fit. And because the painting came rolled this way, I'm gonna roll this way. However, as I finish the sections down here, I will roll it diamonds out. I will end up using another piece of this as this gets to the point that I've got enough that it needs to be rolled. What I sometimes find is that by the time I've got enough of this that won't just sit off my easel nicely, and it does need rolling and protecting, quite often the amount that's left on here to hang over the back of my easel. So when I first put it on my easel, this will actually unravel a bit, but this will sit on the bottom. By the time I get enough here to roll up, quite often this is fully unrolled and is just sat on the bottom of the easel anyway. So I tend to pinch this one. But if the painting's longer, I will use two pieces and I will have one either end. So that is the first part, but then I do like to use cover paper. I don't get on with plastic covers, but with large ones, I do it differently. So I'm going to pull a big section back. I like to put them this orientation rather than this one, because this way, I know it does mean my lines are smaller, but it means I get to do a big full strip and see it all a bit quicker. So let me work out roughly how high that is. So actually, if I put that one there, it's about there. So I'm going to come in just a little bit, try not to get my hands stuck on it. And I'm going to line this up quite nicely so that I have a clear section underneath. And I'm going to follow that all the way along with pieces of cover sheet, as long as this bottom edge is just above, so I've got the space to put my diamonds underneath. So I've got the space to put my diamonds down, but I'm not particularly seeing the symbols above. That is what I want. I like to have a bit of an overlap. I'm actually quite happy if the overlap ends up being quite big. That's fine. In fact, on this one, I actually would like them to be a little bit more overlapped, because I don't want a big section at the end. So let's just overlap these a bit fatter. Okay, that one I decided to put down not straight. And I want a nice edge for this because these are still going to be here as I complete this first edge. Then we'll have an overlap here, and then we've got an overlap here. So that's my first edge that I work with. I then will cover up the rest of this. Not as bothered whether this one is neat, it just needs to cover it up. Just need to give me my, 7 sheets. That's actually as many sheets across as I used on Cosmic. I've got 7 sheets across. And that is all the cover paper that I will use for this whole whole diamond painting. What I do with the plastic cover here is I cut it just a little bit over, leave a little bit of an overhang, and I take that off, and that goes in the bin. Okay, so So my memory card decided to save, and I talked to myself for a bit, but I couldn't work out where it had saved. So I've just had to import all of it onto my computer so that I could figure out where. I did contemplate putting this whole diamond painting away for a short while, but I'm putting it down to a bad day. It did actually finish at a kind of nice place, so I will just repeat what I said before, which is an explanation of sort of what I do once I've got to this starting point. For my next section, so what will happen is I'll peel off 1, 2, 3, however many of these that I feel like to start my first section. I probably will peel off a couple, but I may find that if it's going together quite quickly, depending on how many colours it is, or I've got more time to diamond paint, I may then decide, oh, actually I can do a little bit more, you know, or I may go, oh, right, actually I'm going to go by this colour here, and I'm going to sort of say, oh, really, I want to stop there, and that's the last of using that bright colour. And I'll use this to line up nicely, and I'll keep these to one side until the whole row is done. Once the whole row is done, I will then peel back the cover, and I will actually move these ones up first to just below, one row below where they line up to now. Give myself that nice crisp line all the way across, and then use the ones I took off to fill the gap and start the same thing again. That means I have a nice straight edge to work on. I can take off as many or as little of this first row as I want to. Sometimes I will start with a smaller section, sometimes it will be bigger. A lot of that will be determined by how much time I actually am going to have to diamond paint. So it may be that while we've got lighter evenings, while we have lighter evenings, but if I started, you know, on the cusp of it being a light evening with this canvas, then I might, you know, only uncover a small part and go from there. Of course, each time I move up, I will cut off a bit of this plastic as I go, but I don't put any more on. The reason being is if I ever need to take down my easel, pop things away, you know, some sort of family event, having a tidy up, not going to be able to diamond paint for a day or two, it is quite easy to manage with a rolled up section with just 2 lots of cover paper. As soon as you start trying to roll something up with loads more, it will start popping outwards. If that happens on 1 or 2 pieces, it's okay. On the whole painting, can cause a bit more of a problem. So I tend to just stick with the 2 rows, which basically just blocks me off from a wandering, which is what I do when I have the clear cover sheet on. I don't know when to stop. So I peel back loads and I just keep going, and then I'm like, oh, I've got so many holes that need diamonds everywhere. So yeah, I like to use cover paper personally. So that is my canvas all set up, ready to go. I say it's a 60 by 90. In fact, while I was checking where the video was up to, I did pull this up on Dreamer Design's website, and it does now say newer version kit, which makes me wonder if I got the last of the old stock or if this one is actually one of the newer version kits. I'll let you know. I did do a rough check on both canvases with a light pad, but of course that was pre actually doing the diamond painting. So I will keep you updated on any, if I have any future whip and waffles with this, or if not when I de-kit it. All depends on when I get to start working on it. I will keep you updated as to how the canvas is. I don't know if there's a way of me checking which canvas I actually have. Though Megan and I have ordered Megan fell in love with the painting that somebody posted, so we have ordered from Dreamers Designs again, that are definitely state they're the newer version canvas on both of them. They said newer version kit. One is Megan's, one is going to be mine, because she can't have one if I've not got one. So I will be doing an unboxing video of those in the future. It will probably be July now. They're not, by the time they get here, it will probably be July by the time I get to show the unboxing because of June waffle. But yeah, I will have a look at that canvas compared to this one, and see if there's any major difference, like maybe the furriness on the back or anything like that. But I'll keep you updated anyway. That was just an extra little tidbit while I had to go and figure out where the camera had rudely cut me off. But seeing as it was while I was ruffling plastic, it makes sense as to why I didn't hear it. But anyway, Dreamers Designs, I have kitted up. If I do find that I can work on this one through the evening with the light pad on, it may be that I don't kit up another large one quite as soon. But my plan was to kit up another large one thinking this would cause me a problem. So stay tuned, see if I do end up kitting up another one or going great guns with this. But thank you all so much for sticking with me. I'm going to not film any more today because I think it's going to be it's been one of those days. But yeah, I thank you all so much for sticking through it with me. And make sure that you subscribed, stay tuned. June Waffle is coming up very, very soon, where we diamond paint away each and every day. And of course, you'll be able to see updates on this. But I'll speak to you all again soon.